house. Yeah, the sisterly affection, but we don't talk about men, but I talk about men. I can talk about men. Most, okay, what they say just like a nigger in a wood pile, call a spade a spade. So Brother Dawud from the Holy Divine Remnant of the 7139 Millennium Collective. Y'all can play that number. And if it don't come out, don't blame me. One day it might. They said like a thief in the night. Right? So, from the 7139 Millennium Collective, coming from New York City, the whore in the harbor, the whore of the Statue of Liberty, the Illuminati Masonic Grand Lodge, the whore that sits. This is the New York City, the many predicted would be underwater. So we just coming from a doom city on the battlefield to come to Philadelphia, and everybody else on Philadelphia is on the battlefield. Wherever black people are on the planet Earth, they are on a battlefield. And if they're stupid enough not to understand that they're in the battlefield, in a war, then you don't even talk to them and address them, because that's the living dead. We call them 99%ers. Or P.T. Barnum said there's a sucker born every minute. And W.C. Fields made it righteous, and he said, never give a sucker an even break. Okay? So we're talking about divine science. We're talking about quantum physics. Okay? We're talking about opening up your 360 degrees of knowledge that you had when you incarnated in here, and then you turned into some kind of Negro, and you got into bleaching creams and girdles and breastfeed motherfucking devil's babies and all that old silly shit. But you see, this is the time of awakening and a quickening. So when you see the white boy talking about he gets awakening and quickening, that's what we're talking about, right? Highlander, white man, and only one white man could take it all. Now, that shit don't even sound right, right? So it can't even be no 144,000 because he got caught up everybody's head and he get all the power. And every series, he gets the ultimate orgasm, right? When he come up that head, don't he start coming, right? Because he gets all the breast off. And he go, oh, you know? He a Highlander. You know what I'm saying? Which was the old name of the New York Yankees baseball team for the sports historians in the house. It was the Highlanders. Okay? The New York Yankees. Okay? So we had a vision. We knew that the baseball, as I said, baseball was a very, very good thing to me. As my 7th grade teacher, I saw him in a dream last night. Garrett Morris from Saturday Night Live. And Garrett Morris was my 7th grade music teacher and had the audacity to tell me that I wouldn't live to see a certain day. And that black sellout Uncle Tom ass nigga had played every sleazy, denigrating, okay, black asshole sucking ass part, went to Hollywood with his cocaine having everybody else, and half the other people on Saturday Night Live died. Gilda Radner and John Belushi, I don't care how they died, instead of the shit was on them, because they all was soul their soul. So what I'm talking about, if you watch black denigrating propaganda like Martin or the Whining Brothers, then you wonder why the children is all fucked up in their heads. Worse than any kind of Amos and Andy or Nickel Candy could be in terms of the imagery. But on Martin's door, him and Gina live on what, 42? 4 and 2 is a 6. When they had Thanksgiving on it, break it down. They had Thanksgiving. They had a cooked turkey and cut into the turkey and it was bleeding. What was they telling you? They're giving you imagery that is over most people's heads. So even if you see the most infantile piece of shit thing on television, a higher mind can bring it, okay, to the truth, okay? So we're in a situation where, as the world is in the midst of martial law, okay? We're talking about the world. I didn't say the United States of America. I said the world. Now the problem, or the primary problem, as Jimmy would say, excuse me, as I kiss the sky. You know what Jimmy said? And the reason why you should leave them white bitches alone, that's why Jimmy ain't here. But Jimmy had a mission of martyrdom, okay? Bob Marley. Them white groupies, he started sleeping with them white groupies, and they took him out of here. He was a master. I'm not taking nothing from him, but just like me, if I go out of here and start sleeping with white women, I'll go to what? We came over here by Temple University. I start going to Temple University, sleep with them white motherfuckers. Then I will be brought down to a physical level, or like on Star Trek, my shields will be down, and the devil will come for me, and he will take me out. All right? As of now, I'm invincible. Okay? It's like that. Okay? So in order to keep that invincibility, you have to, go. It ain't got nothing to do with you drinking or smoking. It has a higher spiritual criteria. So this is what the Sufi mystics talk of, coming through Islam, where we had most of the enlightenment. That I will say, we don't preference man-made or religious systems, but we say most of the brothers that had the knowledge, that came through the knowledge in the 20th century, came through some form of an Islamic system. It doesn't mean that we're saying Islamic, classical Islam ain't no different than Roman Catholicism. Okay? So I'm just giving, personal history. So we don't consider ourselves dealing or practicing a religion. We say we practice the ultimate divine cosmic will that the Sufis and the mystery schools all practice, and the blue-black gods had practiced on Sirius. And this is what we're dealing. This is why some people, by osmosis, one day, they don't have to go to the drug treatment center. One day they wake up in the morning and they don't have a desire for drugs. They wake up in the morning, they don't have a desire for drinking. And they didn't have to call Seafood Academy or whatever someplace and all that old, rip-off shit. It was time, or their spiritual conscious destiny, or the creator. We worship the female energy of the creator. Doesn't mean you have a balance in both, but we worship the female energy, so we worship the mother, because it's the most powerful part of the creator. All right? So that's what keeps us our protection. So that's why we have the spirit of Marie Laveau. That's why you don't have too much information in terms of the female goddesses, female practitioners through history. And one of the first was Mary Magdalene. Because if it wasn't for Mary Magdalene, Christ really would have died on the cross.
That's right. Stated. Yes.
All right?
Yes.
I said if it wasn't for Mary Magdalene, Christ would have died on the cross.
That's right.
But he didn't die on the cross.
That's right.
But they orchestrated that shit. Okay? Now, if you go back to your classic biblical King James perversion of somebody's holy scriptures, okay? King James's perversion, they tell you that that's all the niggas, they said. Everybody picked up the stone to stone Mary Magdalene because at that time, just like today, she was known as a hoe. And Jesus, they said, the disciples, they said, Jesus, what are you doing around a hoe? Because they had made him into a sexless,
Yes.
asexual, eunuch type creature, and telling you that sex was the original sin. Well, it was the original sin. How did you get the missionary position?
And how'd you get here?
There wasn't a missionary. That's how they defined it. They said, bitch, don't you do nothing unless you lay on your back and let us get it that way. And if you evoke that energy, don't you evoke that energy, otherwise God going to strike your ass down because you're a freak hole. That comes back to 2,000 years because they clearly understood the power of the sexual energy. When I say the sexual energy, homosexual energy, bisexual energy, trisexual energy, bestiality, any of it has an energy and a charge. And be clear on that. Now, whatever your preference is, it matters not, because the world is out of balance any fucking way. So all these manly fucking men that go to jail, as we said many times, and have homosexual relationships and come out and want to rape and beat a woman's ass. That's sexual politics. Black men were raped during slavery. The term motherfucker comes from, that's what they did to your mother and my mother whenever they wanted, how they wanted, and whatever perverse way they wanted. And then you brought it back into when you got the Marquis de Sade and all the French counts and demons was freaking down and orgying down and doing the same shit you see on Soul Train. When you see women humping gin, and they humping, they look like they got something inside and the bitches is humping, you say, oh shit, what the fuck is wrong with these bitches? That's Satanism. That's Satanism what you're seeing. But you see the devil ain't gonna tell you that. So that's why Beverly Campbell or Beverly Johnson or all them little, Grace Jones. Grace Jones got famous the same way Josephine Baker got famous. She went to Europe and she sucked every white dick and took every comeback that she could have. And they show you Josephine Baker as a role model. They gave her, she spied, she was sucking the Germans' dick to spy on them. She ain't no role model. She was a cum bucket for the devil. That's all she was.